Hey, I'm going to share with you how I'm able to make $1 million a year running an online coaching business. I'm going to open up my calendar and show you what I do daily, weekly, and monthly to be able to grow and run a 7-figure business. Because if there's one thing that I've learned over the last 10 years of coaching online, it's this. The people who can control their focus and attention will succeed. And the people who can't will not be successful. If you want to control your focus, it all starts with your calendar and the routines that you do every single day. So let's go ahead and jump in, and I'm going to start by going over my daily non-negotiables. All right, so I got my Google Doc pulled up here, and let's just go over what I do every single day to start, okay? Every day, I wake up around 5 to 5:30, and the first thing that I do is I journal, okay? I journal every day, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over all the tasks, and then I will show you how I do all these. I've got a lot of tabs open up here, so just hang on for those, okay? So first thing I do, wake up, I journal for 30 minutes. I have a journal prompt that I use inside of Airtable. I'll go over that in a second. It's awesome. Then the second thing that I'll do is I like to get my admin tasks done first thing in the morning so that I have the rest of the morning to be able to be in creation mode and deep work mode. I find that if I can get the most creative stuff, primarily admin plus marketing, it allows me in the afternoons to take client calls. So right after I finish my journal around 6 a.m., for the next 30 minutes, I'm going to put my head down, listen to some binaural beats or some sort of just like music, get in the zone and just knock out these admin tasks. So admin tasks could be filling out spreadsheets. It could be just listening to all the messages from my team and responding back to my team, checking client messages as well, checking email, just checking in some mainly communication stuff and any of my tracking stuff. I'll show you how I track KPIs, but I also track my ads and performance of content from the past days. Okay, so that first part of the morning, just knock out any admin stuff, anything on the to-do list, just check as many as I can off in that 30-minute time period. And then once I finish that, the next thing I'll do is I'll open up Hype Fury. It's what I use right now to write my Twitter posts. And those Twitter posts then become Instagram content posts. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see a lot of carousels and single posts. Those all originate in a 30-minute to an hour session every single morning where I just write content ideas, okay? I kind of test it on Twitter, see how it does, Twitter and Threads. If it does well, then I'll move it over to Instagram, okay? Once I've knocked those out, I will then, for a 4-hour period, I will have blocked off deep work, okay? That means I'm not talking to anybody. I am head down. I am doing whatever it is I'm doing that day, okay? And I'll get to it in a second, but every single day of the week, Monday through Friday, I have one core focus for my deep work block, okay? Outside of that, it's really hard for me to get more than that done. So I have one key focus every single day that I do during that deep work period, and that task stays the same week over week, so that I can build consistency and routine and get better at that one deep work task. So my non-negotiable for this is to never take calls before 12 p.m. Only time this ever happens is if I'm traveling and I have to shorten my schedule, or I have one call a week where I will join my sales team's call because they have calls every single morning. And then from 12 until 5-ish, this is just the afternoon, I have open for client and team calls. Doesn't mean that I work, from 12 to 5 every day. And the same thing, it doesn't mean that I do deep work the entire time from 8 until 12. These are blocked off periods. And a lot of times if I don't have a call or if I finish my deep work early, I'll either, go to the gym, I'll go walk around, I'll play with my dog, I'll go flirt with my girlfriend while she's working, distracting her. But this is typically how my day is blocked off, right? But there very rarely am I working from 5 until 5, like 12-hour days. I don't like doing that. I mean, there may be some days where I need to get some tasks done that may happen, but my goal is really to have anywhere from between like two to 3 calls a day here, and then deep work have one task. It could take me an hour. It could take me 4 hours, just depending on how long it takes. Okay, so that's what I do every day. And every single day on top of this is what my team does. So this doesn't necessarily always involve me, but it's important that I wanted to share this with you because I think you should know, right? Every single day, my sales team meets first thing in the morning at 8:30 a.m. Central Time. which is 9:30 Eastern. And they meet for 30 minutes in the morning every single day. And like I said, my one exception to not taking calls before noon is that I will often hop on this call on Monday mornings just to get the lay of the land, see what the week looks like, and see if there's any tasks that I need to do. Okay. And who's involved here? This is going to be closers. So we have right now one full-time closer and we have 2 appointment setters that work in the DMs, text messages, and emails. And they're kind of the assistant to the closer. He's full-time, and these 2 incredible setters will work around, they have 2 part-time shifts. One works from 9 until 2, one works from 2 to 6, and they are, his personal assistant, as well as they're just working to book more calls for him from the marketing content we create. Okay. So this is a pretty short meeting. Sometimes it's just 15 minutes. I schedule it out for 30 just in case. But what we'll do on this call is we'll go over the calls that are scheduled for that day. We'll cover what calls are confirmed that day. We'll cover what leads are not qualified. What I mean here is the closer will take the calls, right? And the closer on these calls will then talk back to the setter and say, hey, X, Y, and Z, these 2 people I had calls with yesterday probably shouldn't have been on calls. Next time, before inviting to a call, can you confirm X, Y, and Z to make sure that they're a good fit for the call? So this, making sure leads are qualified, this is just allowing these 2 teams or 2 people, team members, to be able to communicate, to be on the same page with the conversations and leads that are coming in. And then lastly, during this, is there any personal reach outs for Matt to send Loom videos to? And once this meeting is concluded, they'll message me in Slack and will send me, hey, Matt, here's the total amount of calls we have in the books. Here's the amount of total calls that are confirmed. Here is the expected number of signups today. And then if there's a list of people that they want me to send Loom videos to, then they'll let me know. So the Loom videos are essentially like, if someone has a sales call and they're really considering it, sometimes I'll send a personal Loom video just to sweeten up the deal and just to get them over the finish line, right? So I'll do that for them. Outside of that, we also have every single day, we have a daily stand-up for our coaching team. And the head coach leads this. They lead this. And what we're talking about here is any renewals that are coming up, any missed payments that need to be talked about and dealt with immediately. And then if there's any support that's needed from our clients. So our clients we work with all of our clients on a 6-month time frame. Every single client has specific action items and a deadline for each of those dates. So if anyone's behind deadline, we catch them in these daily meetings, talk about them, brainstorm as a team of what we can do for that client. And then the coach will then communicate with that client on, hey, based off of X, Y, and Z, talk to the team, this is what I want you to do. So we work really closely together with all the clients we work with. Okay. I don't go to all of these. I'm trying to remove myself just a little bit from a lot of these meetings because I spend time making a lot of marketing content. But I go to at least 2 or 3 of these a week out of the 4 or 5 we do a week. Okay. So what I want to show you real quick before we jump into the focus of the week, let me just show you how my calendar is situated. And then I'll then go back in there and you can kind of see things with my one standpoint from a week. So when I look at my calendar, this isn't probably a really good calendar because I'm traveling. Let's go to a week that's normal. Okay, so here's a week that's normal for me. As you can see, the first thing I have in here, like I said, is my journal. And then I don't have anything blocked out here for really 3 to 4 hours. There's some just white space in here. And then these blue tasks are primarily the one focus that I'll have for that day. I'll get to that in just a second, but you'll see that I'll block off time, at least 2 to 3 hours, just to do that one deep work task. And I'll do that pretty much the week ahead of time. And then there's some things that are repeating every single week. Okay, so that's what these are here. As a business owner, an entrepreneur, my goal is to get my schedule to be more white. Right? Like white spaces. And I want to free up more of my time so that I can work on more projects because that's what's going to really lead to more business growth. Me having calls all day is not what I want, right? I want to build a business that has a lot of impact and has team members that are smarter than me helping my clients. And the way I can do that is by freeing up more of my time, right? So you'll see in the morning, I pretty much don't have any calls, right? Outside of this one call on Monday. And then I don't take calls until 12, right? At 12, I have a client call here, I have team calls. Are this one client, I work with him pretty exclusively. This is Kevin from Dad Bod Wad, and we have standing calls twice a week. He's the only client that I do that with. And the rest of them are going to be this orange color. So these are more one-on-one clients that I've got. And then these other ones over here, these are going to be my group coaching calls that I do. And then these pink, like light pink, is more fulfillment. So as you can see, I color code all of this. My sales meetings are purple. Yeah, and this pink color here is for me when I'm working with my fulfillment team. So if I'm working on the process, if I'm filming new content for my curriculum or making any SOPs there, that's all going to be pink, right? Typically marketing and deep work is this blue. Red is personal health and workout time, also mental health I put in there as well. And then I got this little reminder here, just tell Claire I'm grateful for her every day. So I've got that in there as well. And then the last part of this that kind of concludes the day. So like I start the day with journaling, I like to finish the day with planning for the next day. Okay, so that's just kind of how my calendar looks like. Now I want to jump back in and we're going to cover the one focus for each of these. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cover this, and then I'm going to cover my like workout days, and then I'm going to jump in to show you how each of those systems work, because I think that'll give you a really good insight on how it all works. Okay, so every week I have one focus for each deep work session. Number one, Monday is my KPI meeting. So typically that happens in the afternoon, but during the morning period and whatnot, I might be preparing for it. I might be strategizing so that I can come into this KPI meeting, which is a meeting with my leadership team where we're going to go over our numbers. Okay, so we'll go over all the numbers that we had from the previous week. And again, I'll share that here towards the end of this video, but really good resource, and I'll share that with you there. Okay. Tuesdays is my content day. So as you can already see, today is Tuesday. It is 9:45. I am in the middle of my filming content day right now. And yeah, it's going really good. But I don't take any calls on Tuesday. I film 2 YouTube videos, right? I film 2 YouTube videos. I will make reels. I will make ads, but this is my day to be on camera. So I've already filmed 1 YouTube video today. It is, 9:45. I'm going to finish this one here. I'll probably take a break like during this time period, and then I'll come back to film some more ads, make some more stuff, and then I'll hit the gym at some point today. Okay. That's all I'm doing today. I'm just doing content. I'm going to go to the gym, and I will respond to my clients in school. That's one of my action items I've got. But outside of that, that's all I'm doing today. Wednesday are a day for me to audit my client results. So again, we have a 6-month coaching program, and we have 5 to 6 activation points. All of our clients are designed to hit, and we have due dates, and we use Airtable to track that. Airtable is just a massive, it's a really robust system that allows you to, we made it into a CRM. So essentially inside of there, every client has, we've linked all the money they've made since working with us. We've linked all the amount of clients they've signed. We've linked all the amount of sales calls they've had. We've linked the notes from their coach that they have with their communication. We have all the calls they've attended, their attendance they've came to all the group coaching calls. It's got every point that I need so that I can just click on the client, see exactly what they're working on, and know do they need help or not. Okay. Now Wednesday is the day where I get to audit that with my team, and we'll have an hour-and-a-half meeting with the entire team. We go over every single client we've got. Okay, we do that every single week. That's my one focus for that day. Now, again, this week's a little weird because I'm traveling, but as you can see, here's like a normal week where I don't have anything in the morning. This hour-and-a-half call is like my main priority. I might be auditing client results here. Okay. Now, Thursday, what I do on Thursdays, the number one task I have is going to be brainstorming content and ad ideas. Okay, so you can already see, I'll come back over here again. I've got a 2-hour brainstorm session that's just plugged in here. Sometimes I'll move these blocks, and that's why I want to have as much white space in case, like this week, I'm traveling on Thursday and Friday I'm off. So I essentially moved these 2 sessions here and here, right? But I try to keep those blank spaces so I can move these deep work blocks so I can keep growing my business. Now, during this 2-hour session here, this is where I'm going to be looking for inspiration for YouTube videos. Okay. I will also be scrolling on Instagram and saving ads. Okay, our business runs a lot on ads. So I'll do client research, or I'll do research of high performing ads, save them so that I can then use them for inspiration to make my own. Same thing with Twitter. So this is just like in my day for I'm gonna go consume as much content as I possibly can so that it can give me ideas and inspiration to make my own content. Okay, so that's my focus on Thursdays outside of other client calls and stuff in the afternoon. And then on Friday, I am writing my YouTube video scripts, okay? I typically script out my intro hooks. So like the hooks of this video, hey, this is how I make, make $1 million a year, and my calendar, like, even me holding my calendar and moving it forward was part of my video script, right? So like I make the video scripts. I also make, this asset you're looking at right now, this Google Doc. I'll either do this or I'll do a flowchart. I'll try to make all of those assets on Friday so that the next Tuesday, when it's time for me to write or to film my videos, I don't have to make all this stuff. It's already done. So I'm just like, all right, push record and go. I find that if I can have 2 sessions where session 1 is writing and session 2 is recording, it does really well for me. Okay. All right. And now let's jump down to Saturday. Saturday, I take completely off. Okay. I may check some messages on Slack or emails, but I'm not working. So I try to take that day off, and here's like a Saturday here. All I'm really doing is I'm hanging out with my girlfriend. We'll go get coffee in the morning. We'll go on a walk, and then we'll work out in the middle of the day. Sometimes it's between like 10 to 2. I'll adjust this as needed. Okay. So Saturday is my day off, mental health day. It's my quote unquote Sabbath day, just to rest and relax and rejuvenate so that I can get back at it on Sunday. Okay. So now Sunday, we're going to schedule content and review finances. So I'm going to pull back over here so you can see I've already blocked this off in time. It says, money and KPIs, as well as schedule content for the week and write emails. So at this time for the scheduling of content, I have someone on my team who helps me with Instagram and YouTube, like as an admin person. So once the content's ready, they will then go and upload it and have it saved. And then I jump in on Saturdays to approve everything before they get scheduled, okay, before they get posted. So all the YouTube videos, making sure the thumbnails are exactly what I wanted, making sure the titles are exactly how I typed them out to be. And then also on Instagram, I'm going to review the videos and the carousels as well as the tweet posts to make sure those are also exactly how I want them to be, okay? This has really streamlined my stuff a lot, because I have support here. Typically, this will now take about an hour max. This is blocked off for an hour and a half. When I was scheduling out all of my stuff, it used to take out a good hour and a half, 2 hours. But now that I've got an assistant, it's 30 minutes, hour max. But I always tend to overblock my time blocks because, stuff happens. I'm gonna get a call from a friend, somebody's gonna need something, the dogs are gonna be barking. And I know for this 90 minutes here, there's a chance I'm gonna be pulled out of it for, 20, 30 minutes. So I always overblock to make sure that I have enough time, because it sucks when you're doing a task and you just can't finish it, right? It just sucks. So I don't wanna do that. And then for money and finances, this is like just paying myself. If it's time to pay my team, I'll pay my team. If I'm moving money from my business account to a savings account, I'll do that. This also, a lot of this is personal finance, paying off credit cards, moving money around, logging, looking at my P&L, just stuff like that. This is just like my money hour to really just check on finances, as well as the health of the business too. Okay. So that's what we do on Sundays. Now, I'm gonna give you a little a trick here. Okay, when I'm in the health space, and I used to always prioritize making it to gym, and I still do, right? But I would try to work out 3 to 5 days a week during the week, and I started noticing, dude, my most productive hours are in the morning when I am like peak. I just woke up, got some caffeine, I'm ready to rock and roll, and then I would go to the gym, and I'd use all that energy at the gym. Then I'd come back and I'd start working. And then I was hungry, needed a post-workout meal. And, it would be like, let's just say 8 or 9 o'clock before I started my day. And, if that is the case, and if I look at my schedule and I have calls starting at 12 and I'm starting here, I have so much less time. I have, 2 to 3 hours less time when I do this. So I was like, I can't keep doing this. I don't want to. I don't want to use the most productive hours of my morning and day going to the gym, right? I don't need to do that. It doesn't match my focus right now. My biggest focus and goal is building the business right now. Like that's where most of my time and energy is going. So because of that, I actually have this workout split and it works really well for me. My workout days are Tuesday, Thursday, and then Saturday, Sunday. Saturday, Sunday are longer sessions. Okay. These are longer sessions, less supersets, less myo reps, more just like, I can do the traditional 3 to 4 sets, take as much rest as needed. But then Tuesday, Thursdays, I do a lot more supersets. I do a lot more sets to failure, myo reps, etc., so that I can get the same amount of training volume in, but I can get it in 30 to 40 minutes and get back to doing what I want to do, which is creating content, growing my business, doing the fun stuff that I just really like to do. And it allows me to use that peak productivity hours in the morning to work on the business. So this is a hack for me because I used to have the hardest time planning my workouts. But when I plan them this way and I have my workouts on Saturday, Sunday, I have, Saturday is an off day, right? So I can do whatever I want. I can work out whenever I want. Everything's good. Sunday, I like to get some stuff done in the morning, then go work out. And then at the end of the day, if I want to get some more stuff done, I can, or I can just enjoy it with my girlfriend and my dogs. That's pretty cool too. And then for my workouts during the week, Tuesday is my content day, right? So I'm going to wake up first thing, get my admin stuff done, film some content. When I finish my content, or if I need a break with content, I'll go work out. And then if I have more content to film, I could just move this here and then I could come back later in the day to finish the rest of my content, right? I could do it however I'd like. But I found that works really well for me. And then on Thursdays, I'll do the same, right? So if I'm going to consume a bunch of content in the morning for inspiration and ideas, I'll then go hit the gym so I can kind of stop thinking about content and ideas and ads and marketing. And then I will have my calls in the afternoon. And that flow has worked extremely well for me. And you'll be surprised just by a couple hours a week of you adjusting your workout schedule, all of that, how much more time you're going to have or even feel like you have to work on your business. This has been a game changer just alone. Like if you watch this video and hear that alone, that could be a game changer for you. Okay. Because when you're in the infancy stages or in the starting stages of a business, and I always say infancy stages, but if you're at less than $2 million a year, which is we're at 1 to 1.5 million a year. So if in that stage, it still requires a lot of my time. I still am managing all the departments of the business. Later on, once we're doing 2, 3, 4 million, it's going to be a totally different beast because then I have more money to pay people to do a lot of those heavy lifting things for me. So I don't have to be working as much in the future, at least with the business structure that I've got, right? So right now, time is of the essence. And if you're a 6-figure business owner, you're doing everything, okay? That's just the beast of it, right? Either that or you might have a freedom lifestyle business that's, consistently doing 10, 20K a month and it's not a lot of work. Regardless if it is that way or not, you're still doing everything. So those couple hours a week really matter. Right? Okay. So that's the entire system and flow of what I do on a day-to-day basis and a weekly basis. Now, the things I want to show you at the end of this, I think will really show you some depth here of how I do that. Okay. So the first thing I wanted to jump into that I think is cool, I'm probably gonna do a separate YouTube video on this because I think it's just really, really powerful, is my daily journal process. Okay. So again, I start my day off every day at 5:30 and I started using Airtable I don't know, maybe a year ago for our coaching business. For, like I said, there's a CRM that helps me to keep track of all the progress and stuff like that. Then I'm like, how can I make this into a personal operating system? So I built this awesome journal. And if anybody's interested in this, you guys can probably message me on Instagram. You can DM me on Instagram. But this is just cool. Okay. So every single day I come in here, I've got my personal operating system that's flagged up in a folder, bookmarked as a folder. And then I will go through and say the day that it was yesterday. Did I stay on my diet? Did I drink alcohol? Did I meditate, journal, wake up at 5:30? These are kind of my non-negotiables. Then I'll track some, I have an Oura Ring. This is new for me. So I'm tracking all this data, what time I went to bed, what time I woke up, the amount of time I slept, my readiness scores, and then some subjective stuff of how well did I show up for Claire, so my girlfriend, my physical health, mental health, my business, and then some more subjective stuff, right? Of how proud am I? What tasks can I delegate? Gratitude, all of this stuff, right? So I fill this out every single day. And then this is where it gets super cool. I have built an interface inside of here that then allows me to analyze this at a glance every single week. Okay, this is cool. As you can tell, I'm a systems guy, right? But inside of here, it's got my mental health 0 out of 10. And I'm pretty critical on all these things. So like, I think a lot of people would be surprised by maybe the answers here, but I think there's room to grow. So I'll have like all those things that I just entered out on that form will then be here. And then I have on the weekends, a weekly form to fill out with those scores and then subjective information on how I felt about each of those categories. This thing's awesome. This is new for me, so I'm really excited about it, okay? Because if I can have all this data, and what I haven't done yet is to be able to track revenue and sales volume to this, so it can compare like, hey, interesting, when I sleep this or my sleep score is this, we tend to make more money or we tend to have X. That's pretty cool, right? So like I can start to track more objective numbers, or if we do have a day where I made a piece of content and it crushed it, I could probably look back at this and be like, well, what other factors influence that performance? Pretty cool, right? I think so. So that's my personal operating system. The second thing I want to show you is, like I said, on Mondays, we do a KPI meeting every single week. And here's a sample. This is of this month. I won't show you everything in here, but this will just show you a snapshot of what I'm looking for. So for all of our clients, we give them a very blank template like this, but it won't have all the categories we have because our business is bigger than most of our clients. But we've got a marketing tab, a sales tab, and a coaching tab, right? And the coaching tab is going to be where all of our client data is, how many clients each coach has. It's going to talk about renewals. It will talk about clients that ended their agreements, as in like they finished their time with us. All of that will be listed in there. If we have different options, they'll all be listed in there too. And I'll also have the total amount of money that we generated, that we collected, and that we spent will all be there too. So it's like a full company scorecard of everything that we do on a weekly basis, so that I can look at a glance and say, okay, things look good right now. Okay, cool. We need to do more marketing. Okay, cool. We're having a hard time with closing. I need to listen to some calls. Okay, so this just kind of gives me a snapshot of what the heck is happening in the business. Okay, so marketing tab, I've got my channels here. So these are my 4 channels for marketing: Instagram, YouTube, as well as paid ads, and then email list. So all of these numbers are tracked here. I just track dollars for ads. I don't track the amount of leads I got. I used to, it just didn't really help me that much. Okay, and then from here, I'll have connection calls. And then I'll have connection calls from me. So this is like me if I take any calls, which recently I'm not taking any calls. And then connection calls for my team. So here's Jared. And then tells how many pitches he's given, how many clients he's sold. And we'll have those data for the entire month, right? All right, so now let's get into the coaching tab. Inside of here, these are our total active clients, right? These are the course only people. We've only got one of those. We don't sell those. These are my one-on-one clients. So just the different offers we have. Here are the different coaches that we have and the clients that they serve, right? So I can see the full roster that everybody's got, our different renewal offers we've got. And then down here, if there's refunds, anybody that we refunded because we weren't a good fit when we started working with them. Lost clients, we've got those in there as in they graduated, removed from school. Pause clients, renewals, which last week was incredible. We had 11 renewals, didn't even run a renewal campaign, just felt really good. And then this information down here is not for viewing purposes, but this is where it also would have the total amount of money that we collected, the amount of money we spent, the profit we made, our margin, etc. So all that would be there. Yeah, so this just gives me a full snapshot of exactly what the heck I do. So this just gives me a full snapshot of exactly what's going on in the business. And again, we review this as a team every Monday, and this just helps us make business decisions. Right? Okay, and now the last thing I want to share with you is my content system. So I kind of already hinted at this or kind of told you what it looked like from the day-to-day focus. Thursday is brainstorm day. Friday is writing day and YouTube videos primarily. And then Sunday, I review anything that's been scheduled for the week, approve it. And then Tuesday is my film day. Right? That is the flow that always works that way. If I have to adjust some things, I might have to move some days back, but I always want to make sure I have those scheduled out like that. Okay. And I stick to that, right? Outside of sometimes moving it earlier, right? So I move my content day earlier so I get started earlier. But that's the flow of it. Now, what I do use to help me with YouTube, I don't do this for Instagram. For Instagram, my flow, as I think I already mentioned this at the start of the video, is I'll write my tweets first thing in the morning. I don't actually have them blocked into my calendar right now, but I'll write my tweets first thing in the morning. Once that tweet's been made, my team will then post that on Threads. And then at the end of the week, we review the top performing threads and turn those posts into Instagram posts, either carousel or they are just the standalone Twitter style posts. So that process, I've got a whole other video on that. I'll make sure to bookmark that or link that above here so you can check out the full flow of how all that works above. But I want to show you guys just some more about how I brainstorm. And this is going to relate more to YouTube. Again, most of the clients that we work with primarily stick on Instagram, but I want to show you how I do YouTube because I don't talk about it that much. Okay. So again, I use Airtable. It's a freaking beast. I love it. I've got a really simple Kanban board in here. So what I will do is I will essentially go on YouTube, right? And this would be on a Thursday brainstorm session. So I come in here and I've got a plugin that's called vidIQ, and vidIQ will essentially give me like top performing posts, and you can see these outlier scores. So, I'm looking for things that have 10 times, like 10x the views. And that essentially just tells me that piece of content is doing pretty well. So I can just erase a lot of these things. And some of these are not pertinent to me at all, right? I'm looking for business/marketing content that I can use that would fit my niche. Like if it's sports, no, that's not what I'm looking for, right? That's not bad, right? So this one has like, amount of money a day, a software. I don't necessarily like doing too much of the money stuff. Sometimes I use it in hooks, but I don't do it that much. Okay, this is a pretty good one. Okay, so here's actually a pretty good one. And so is this one. So when I look at these things, I'm looking at the thumbnail, right? And I'm looking at the title, okay? How a 20-year-old, so it's got 5 times his normal amount of views. This is a great one right here. 52 times outlier. I posted on an Instagram reel every day for a year. Here's what happened. That's a great one. Great one. 55 times more views than his normal views make. And the way that it was packaged, look at the thumbnail, super clean. Look at the title, super clean. So what I would do here, I have this little Kanban board where I have ideas. Drafts means I've filmed it. So right now I'm filming this one, as we're doing it. When this is done, I'll upload it, and then I would move this over to being edited. Okay, so let's pretend that was a brand new one. I liked it, right? So what I'm gonna first do is, all right, I'm gonna click this. All right, so what I'm gonna do here now that I have this opened is I'm going to make in this ideas section, a new record. Okay, I'm gonna start by just having the title that they have in here, and I'm gonna update this later when it comes to the writing session, which is gonna be on Fridays. Okay, so here's the title idea, the thumbnail. What I'm gonna do here, again, I use vidIQ for this, but I can just right click this. I can save image as, and then I can upload this. Man, you guys are getting a pretty awesome little insider scoop here. Upload, file, and then I'll send this to my editing team because they help me with the thumbnails and all that stuff too. But inside of here, I've got my post idea, I've got the thumbnail inspiration. If I want to change what is actually displayed in this, so this says 365 days. If I wanted to change what I put in there, I would put that there. And then I write out my hook, any stories that relate to this, call to action, any social proof if I need it, all of that. So let me show you guys what one looks like when it's done. Okay, so this is the one that I'm filming right now, right? So mine's gonna look very similar to this. I've sent my designer the thumbnail that looks exactly like this for the most part. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep the word my system in here or not, but it's gonna look something similar to this. Here's the hook that you guys heard at the start of this video. And here are the bullets. So I wrote them in here first, then I moved them over to here, right? And then, here's the video, there's gonna be the image that's attached to the thumbnail here, okay? So that's my flow. I record the videos on Tuesdays. Once this video is done, I upload them for the editors to start working on. And then by this time next week, the videos will be ready, and then they'll be scheduled for me to review next week, right? So that's the entire flow. So I'm brainstorming today. I just showed you that's one idea I just grabbed. So I grab that, I'd make it, and then tomorrow I would come in here, I would edit this, I would make it unique, make it my own, right? And then once it's drafted up, the following Tuesday, which is, today, I would film that video. So like next Tuesday, I would film the video that I just put together there. Okay. And I can do the same thing. I do somewhat of the same thing for Instagram and stuff like that. But, as you saw, that was pretty quick for a brainstorm. Like I just picked one piece of content. I typically, during this brainstorm session, want to pick 2 YouTube videos. I want to pick, 2 to 3 reels. And then I'm going to save a bunch of Instagram ads so that then I can write those later too. Typically when I'll write the ads, like my Instagram ads, I'll try to do those on Friday too. Sometimes I might do those in a different time, like on a Sunday when I'm feeling creative. But yeah, so that's my flow, okay? Pretty much gave you guys a lot in this video. I'm gonna close it up there. If you guys like what you saw today and you're looking for help growing your health coaching business, I'm gonna have a link down below to book a call with my team. And on the call, we can discuss how we help our clients sign 5 to 10 clients a month so they can add an additional $10,000 to $20,000 a month to their health coaching business. And we do this a lot through systems. Like one of the first things that we do with all of our clients, and I kind of started with this, is going over your schedule. Because again, the start of this video, if you cannot control your focus and you can't plan and execute like you say you will, it doesn't matter what you want. It doesn't matter what your goals are. Because if it doesn't get done, it's not going to get done. So the first thing we'll do is we'll optimize your weekly schedule. And then once we do that, we'll pair you with a really solid Instagram organic strategy. We'll give you content ideas every single day. Our team writes new ideas and gives it and posts it to all of our clients and say, hey, here is the topic for today. Use this prompt if you'd like. And if not, no big deal. We have prompts every single day and we have a library of the past ones. So you have endless amounts of ideas for social media content. We'll give you the strategy, and then we'll help you launch and scale Instagram paid ads so you can start growing a bigger audience and you can start getting new leads and sales for your coaching business every day. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and click the link below to schedule a call with our team, and we'll walk you through the process from start to finish. All right, so that's all I got for today. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.